Hey everybody, we're here with AllBallsNoBull.com and also Speed Guaranteed. Today we have a real special interview. It's with my good friend Roxroy Cato, who is on the Jamaican Olympic team. Roxroy ran his first Olympics in London this past year. He is probably going to run 2 more. And Roxroy is also really part of our team. He's in it for the long haul with our tapes, with our DVDs. Roxroy's degree and his pursuit is in kinesiology and human performance. He's also studying psychology, so he's in this first. So he's he's not just an athlete, but he's really, this is his life work and what he's concerned about. So we got a real interesting interview today with Roxroy Cato. Tell me, you said you were on the 4x400.
The 4x4 relay for Jamaica.
And they broke the record, right?
Yeah, we ran world leading, which was 3 minutes flat.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
If you get a chance to look on our, I don't know what you'd call it, we have a parallel site, which is speedguaranteed.net, and Roxroy is on that. One of the things we're doing, and Roxroy is one of our team here for longevity, is we're talking, and not just about baseball, but all other youth sports, and we're very big on strength and conditioning, speed and agility, and we're going to do a series of tapes and all this stuff. And I have to start with telling everybody how we met. I was, the old man is up at the track working out, and he's standing there. And I figured, oh, this guy looks serious. He's got spikes on. And so I said, do you want the inside lane? I was going to run one of my slow 200s. And he said, no, you can do it. But I could see he was serious, so I stepped aside and kneeled down, pretending to tie my shoelaces, and he took the lane and took off, and I knew right away, this is a world-class runner, and that's the difference. And I think we started talking about Lolo Jones.
Yeah.
At any rate, what I'd like to start off, I do this with everybody, is tell us a little bit about your background. How long you've been running? When did you get serious about it? And And I know you went to college. You have a degree.
Yeah.
And how long you've been on the Olympic, and how long you've been competing on the international level?
Well, for starters, people would consider me like a baby to track and field, because I started like a little over 9 years. And how I started was like, they have this thing in Jamaica, it's called like a sports day. So it's like where you compete, just run, do every sport. So I chose to do track and field. And then I ran.
And how old were you when you did that?
I was like 13.
Wow.
13, 14. And then I ran against people that have been training every single day. People that are on the track team, the high school track team, and I ran against them and then beat all of them. So that's how I joined the track team. I was actually forced to join the track team because I didn't want to run. And the high school coach was like,
didn't you tell me you played soccer or something?
Yeah, I was playing soccer for like majority of like primary school, like leading up to high school. I was playing soccer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then how I started taking track and field serious was after I found out that I could actually get a degree, like get a good education out of track and field. And then like coming into the States, like after like finishing high school, then getting like the opportunity to come to school in the States, that's when I kind of figured it out and was like, okay, track and field is a good gateway to like open new doors, yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
And then like the international, me taking it like to the international level, it was like.
What school? I know, but what school? What school did you go to?
I went to Green Island High School in Jamaica.
No, I mean in college. Where did you go to college?
I was in University of Technology first in Jamaica, Then I transferred to Lincoln University in Missouri. And then transferred for my last year of college to St. Augustine's University in North Carolina. Yeah. Where, like, everybody knows St. Augustine is famous for, like, one of the best college programs in the U.S.
Right.
Yeah.
And when did you start competing internationally?
I started competing internationally 2010.
So only 2 years. Wow.
Yeah, 2010.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 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 Okay. Now let me ask. I know that it's not just this. It's not just track and field, but you're very, very passionate and serious about your sport, and you're serious about health, and you're serious about working with kids, and interestingly enough, I know you and I have had a conversation where you talked about that you're fascinated actually with working with older people also, and fitness. One of the things, actually a major thing I want to address today is getting habituated with kids to proper running technique. And you and I had a conversation actually on the way over here where we were talking. I'm a nut about this stuff, and I know you are too. And you told me that even though you had that great talent, obviously you're talented. You know, you go in there and compete against kids, but you found it's technique. And can you talk a little bit about that? About how important that is? I know you're working out really, really hard right now.
Yeah.
But tell us about the technique that some of the stuff you're doing.
Yeah, like technique in track and field is like the most important thing. Like if you don't have a proper like running technique, you can only go so fast. Like raw talent will bring you so far, but like if you don't like train like your body like with the proper biomechanics, like how to place your foot on the ground, how to swing your arms, like how high your arms should be, how low they should be, center of gravity forward, backward, stuff like that. Like simple stuff like that is the difference between running like a 49 in 400 and a 48. Like just simple stuff like that. And then like for sprinting, like the 100 meters, it's more about like, it's so much more technical than like the other events, that it's so technical that just the way like how you come out the blocks, like if you don't, like, for example, my coach used to tell me that when you're coming out the blocks for the 100 meters, you're supposed to feel like you're falling on your face coming out the blocks. Like just simple stuff like that, and placing your foot on the ground. He said you're supposed to feel like you're beating the ground, stepping on the ground, pushing your knee forward. Like the back left, like the back of the bottom of your foot should not be showing, like when you're like sprinting.
Right. No, because, and I know you've seen the stuff we've done. I did about a 15-minute tape with another partner of ours, TJ Green. And as I said, it's amazing to me. It's really amazing to me how people think that either you're fast or you're not. And even the kids that are fast cheat themselves by not having proper technique. And what we talked about in that tape was that there's 4 things. Number one is, which it's amazing because it is probably the most important thing in all athletic pursuit, is proper postural alignment and head position. And yet kids lean. You know, they don't know how to get upright. They don't understand that it's a series of vertical leaps. Arm swing. You want to get your feet faster, get your hands faster. The proper cycling and the big thing, and this I've never had a clinic where I've even remotely been able to get this across, is how to relax while you're running. If you don't relax, you decelerate. You slow yourself down.
That's one of the key things right there. Being able to relax, and like what you just said about the body posture. Like if you're leaning forward too much, your legs are going to be under you, and you don't want your legs under you. You need to be upright so your legs are coming out. And the further they go out, like the better you're going to run and the more ground you're going to cover. Like it's just simple stuff like that. And back to what you say about relaxing, like me personally, I have a problem with relaxing. And I figured out how to like relax, and the more like when I started relaxing, my times just started dropping down, and then I just started finding myself like getting fast at times. Easy. Like
It's amazing, isn't it?
easy, like just simple stuff like just deep breathing.
And it's so hard.
Yeah, trust me.
And
dude.
you're a lot younger than me, because it's so hard, especially when you're working with kids, to get them to understand this, because they think that I use a phrase that you're trying to fight the race rather than.
Relax.
And it's there's a line that I use because I was in the horse business about how they call horses are stiff, they're on the muscle. And when you're on the muscle, you can't, and it's so hard psychologically to tell yourself, because your mind is screaming, I have to hurry
Get to
up.
the line, yeah.
And now let's talk a little bit about that, about how mental this is. And I know this may be unfair. We're friends, so he's given me some books to read and stuff like this. And I've actually read Michael Johnson's book, and I'm reading his second book. And of course, this is the great area that we're just scratching the surface of as trainers and as athletes, is the mental aspect of that. And talk a little bit about that. I mean, there you are in the Olympics, right? And tell him about the crowd.
Like
He ran his heat at 9 o'clock in the morning. He thought nobody was going to be there.
Like my coach always tell me that like track and field is 95% mental. Like you do 5% on the track. That's a reflex. Like you're doing that every single day, but the other half is like what you tell yourself before you run. Like for me, I went out like that morning on August. I went out thinking, I was in my mind, I was thinking like, oh, nobody's gonna be in the stadium. It's gonna be like this heat. I'm gonna go out there, qualify top 3 easy and leave. When I went out there and I saw the crowd.
By the way, he was ahead.
And I saw the crowd. I reacted to the crowd. And that's one thing you cannot do. I reacted to the crowd. The crowd was screaming, they were screaming Jamaica. I'm like, going. And that's where I messed up. Like once you start listening to everybody else and stop focusing on what you've been doing every single day, that's how you messed up. Simple stuff like that. But trust me, that experience, it's a one in a lifetime experience.
I'll tell you honestly, even as a friend, I'm in awe of it, because to be an Olympian is just, you're at the pinnacle of your pursuit. There can't be anything like that. You're at the top of the field. It's just breathtaking just to be there, isn't it?
Yeah, like the environment is like say for example, just picture being in the same room with all the top athletes in every event, not just track and field, every event. Football, basketball, cricket, you understand, baseball, every sport in one environment. It's like
amazing.
Nothing can beat that.
If you had to, this is probably an unfair question, but if you had to pick, now you've seen that, what in that, where you've got the best of the best, what separates that guy that can take it to the next level? Now, I'm not going to include Usain Bolt.
No.
Because he's a freak.
Nah, I know Usain Bolt personally from high school, but like personally, like what separates a professional athlete from like somebody who's going to go on to be a professional athlete is the level of commitment.
Hold on. Yeah. I've got to look at the camera for that. You hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Because we have so many kids that approach this. They approach me for scholarships, and they talk about playing in college. And you see, and one thing when somebody comes in and talks to me about playing even in college, the very first thing I always say to them, you do know you're talking about 5 hours a day of work. And you cannot, I don't care how talented you are, don't you agree? You have to bring passion to this and commitment, or you can't separate yourself.
Because not every single day you're going to go out there and feel like you're going to be 100% and want to give 100%. No matter how you love the sport and no matter how you want to do the sport, you have to be committed. That's one of the most important. That's what I've learned. Commitment and patience is the most important things to make it in any sport.
Absolutely.
Yeah.